Furious tenants yesterday stormed SSE head offices on Waterloo Street after months of bitter communication with the energy giant concerning low-use tariffs. Wyndford Tenants Union, a branch of Living Rent based in Maryhill, protested in the foyer of the office building, battering pots and pans and chanting, to hand a letter to head bosses of the energy firm outlining their concerns. The group planned the protest of the city centre office following a callous rejection of Wyndford Tenants Union's very reasonable demands. James Roberts, branch secretary for Wyndford Tenants Union, said, "We were sent a response by SSE yesterday that plainly said we cannot accommodate that request at this time after the group voiced their concerns over a district heating scheme put in place in Maryhill by SSE. SSE have raised the prices too. Hot water and heating costs 5.43p per kWh with a standing charge of 47p per day, whereas heating costs around 2.8p per kWh, with standing charges at only 1p per day on the open market. Tenants are paying double what we should be paying." Tenants also said that heating and gas has been cut off for people unable to pay the soaring prices for energy by the firm, something the firm denies is their policy during winter months, as well as failing to install smart prepaid meter as previously promised. James also said that Wyndford Tenants Union was promised a public meeting with the company to discuss the scheme, but that this is yet to happen. One of the residents who stays in Wyndford, Frank Martin, described how the scheme has been affecting himself and his neighbours. "There's people that aren't using it at all and they're still getting charged quite a high standing charge per day. I know people who have been doing all sorts to get by while this is the state of things, boiling kettles just to wash with hot water, that sort of thing." Frank, 44, said, "I saw my neighbour yesterday and he was saying he has no hot water, no heating. You know, he comes to the door and he has layers and layers of clothes on just to keep warm, and you see that regularly." Incumbent SNP MP Partick Grady and Labour candidate for Glasgow North, Kieran O'Neill, were also present at the protest. Grady said, "What is frustrating is that taking on these big companies is something we can only do in Westminster. We're here to show solidarity with the people of Maryhill in their situation." Kieran added, "It's a case that is hard not take a political view of. Until we do something about these big businesses, they'll keep taking advantage of working class communities." The union is particularly concerned with the scheme, especially coming into the winter months when heating is required to heat the home. Maryhill and Springburn MSP Bob Dorris said, "I have raised concerns over standing charges from. For more on this story, visit the news article link.